Good evening. We're here live from the Palladium in Champéry. It's CCT coverage of the curling Masters. Champéry, we're in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, surrounded by the wonderful Alp mountains in the region of Valais. We're into quarterfinal action here. We're down to the final 8. We started with 24. We're now into the quarterfinals. 40,000 Swiss francs on the total on the line. And this quarterfinal match, we've got Team de Cruz from Switzerland against Walstad, Valentin Tanner, Peter de Cruz, Claudio Patz, Benoit Schwartz, and Alexander Lindstrom, Magnus Nergaten, Markus Heuberg, and Stefan Walstad on the Norwegian team. And we're down to the final 8. We'll show you there. There we are. Team Pfister against Eskilsson. Team Pfister finished first in the group. It was Pfister, Edin de Cruz, Kauste, then Baumann, Sick, Walstad, and Eskilsson finishing 8th. 1 against 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 5, 4. And we are covering the De Cruz Walstad game. We'll update you on the other scores. And we're underway with Christian Lindstrom throwing the lead rocks here. De Cruz having the hammer based on their finishing during the round robin play. I have the pleasure of having Roger Golka with me. Roger Golka is from Genève. He spent many years playing with Team de Cruz, was on the gold medal team when they won the World Championships in 2010. Hello, Roger.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, Armin.
Nice to have you aboard again. It's been a long time.
Yes, thanks for having me again. Yeah, I was really looking forward to commentate again a game, and it's really nice to see Team de Cruz again on the ice. And they already played Walstad in the group phase, and they had a really tough game. Benoit had to make his last draw for 2 in the last 10 to win it. So hopefully we'll have another nice, close, and entertaining game.
And you observed this all the time while you were playing on your sheet, or is that why you're sitting next to me now and not playing in the quarterfinal?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, something like that.
You were playing with a team out of Lausanne?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so we're playing in the Swiss League, and we had the chance to play in that tournament. It was really nice. We played some good teams, and we're quite satisfied of our performance. And yeah, but you know, curling, you can also enjoy it from behind the ice too.
So do you have any, you know that both these teams, you've watched them for a while, they're not that new to this level, of course. Stefan Walstad, 2015 World Mixed Champion.
Yeah. Well, actually all those players, while I was playing with De Cruz in juniors, and all the Norwegians were also in juniors at the same time. So those two teams are roughly the same age. And we also played Claudio Petz, who was playing with other teams before in juniors. So actually, all those players, we all know them quite well. So I think both teams are quite good friends also. And it's nice to see them on the ice also once, keeping going after the juniors.
Well, and they're all becoming very successful. The Norwegian team here. Walstad, they probably rated the second best team in Norway, of course, behind Ulsrud, but Ulsrud did not qualify for the quarterfinals, so I guess those bragging rights now belong to Walstad, certainly here in the Curling Masters in Champéry. And De Cruz, last year at the Europeans, winning the silver medal. 2 years ago, bronze medal at the Worlds in Beijing. And now going to represent Switzerland at the Europeans, so they're having a pretty successful run for their age, for their still got, and I think they still have some potential to develop. So
Team de Cruz, yeah. Well, I think their real objective now is to qualify for the Olympic Games in 2018. And so they're putting all the effort for that now. And their biggest rivals in Switzerland are now Team Pfister, who are also playing and who are undefeated so far in the tournament. So both teams from Switzerland are here. And
Strong showing from the Swiss teams, yes. And a few surprises out there too in the quarterfinals. I think it's been a while since a German team has qualified at a CCT event, so it's nice to see them. They're playing against Team Costa from Finland. I know Tommy Lips, their coach, is quite pleased with the results. And David Sick coming through from the Czech Republic, now playing against Edin.
yes, and one of the big surprises of the tournament was in the previous game when actually the team from Spain managed to beat Edin, which is a really nice result for them, I suppose. For them, their tournament is successful now.
It's like winning the World Championships. They just beat Team Edin, and that was their only loss, Team Edin, against the Spanish team. So that was great to see that, certainly for that Spanish team. Motivating win for them.
Yeah, well, it shows also that now there are many nations who are playing pretty good in curling. I mean, all those upcoming countries, like, I don't know, Spain, for example. Also, Finland now has a really good team. And it's nice to see that there are also like some new countries who can challenge the best ones, the historical best ones in Europe. I mean, Switzerland, Scotland, Sweden, Norway. So it's always nice to see because curling is a sport that's developing quite fast now in the world. We even have teams from Brazil. So
Brazil, I think they will be challenging this year for the U.S. We're seeing, getting down back to the game here, where we've got lots of rocks in play already, which has been unusual this week because usually the first ends have been fairly open defensive, at least the ones we've covered. And we see here there's 5 rocks in play already, and a very useful Swiss rock. Swiss playing red, Norwegians playing yellow. Yeah.
Yes, well, we see how the Norwegians managed to create some offensive game by placing that center guard in the middle and then forcing Cruz to play behind. And now the most important thing for both teams is to take control of the zone in front of the red circle, the 4-foot circle, and try and keep rocks in front of the tee line. And de Cruz, well, because they were better in the rankings, have the last rock in the first end, so they're going to try and score 2. And now they have a pretty good situation with
that Norwegian rock was a little bit too long. Bounced off that red one. Rolled in behind. Or rolled to the back, sorry.
And now we see de Cruz is going to try and really lock the situation. Try to lock the situation in the center. They're trying to place a rock between the yellow guard and the red shot in the middle of the house.
We have Claudia Patz. Up until a couple of years ago, playing with Sven Michel. Won the European Championships in 2013 in Stavanger, Norway, with them. And ended up switching teams and joining this. And now looking to be very successful at the moment.
Yes, well, they have a really good atmosphere in the team. Pat speaks really good French now.
No. No. Claudia Patz being from the Zurich region, and the rest of the players all from Geneva, which is the French-speaking part of Switzerland. So 3 against 1. I guess he didn't have much of a choice.
Yep.
So you're very linguistic. How easy is it to speak curling in French?
Curling in French?
Is there a big difference? Or of course you're using freeze, takeout. You're using English words for.
Yes, we use lots of English words for most shots. Freeze, takeout. just
with the French accent. You say the word with the French accent.
Exactly.
Sounds nice. This looks like a very nice. We need to come over a little bit. Didn't finish quite enough for him and bounced off.
Yeah, it's always what you try to avoid actually when you play freeze is the little bounce.
Yeah, it's a killer.
Because it's really frustrating because you throw a rock on about 40 meters of ice, and you have to be really precise. And sometimes 30 centimeters extra.
And we see that here it was perfect from this angle. That shot, that yellow one, hit it on the nose. You can drive it out the back and sit pretty. Maybe get a little roll inside, even if it's really, really well played.
I think that the roll inside would be really good for Team de Cruz. I think he's looking at the angles because if he stays on the nose, he could offer an easy double for the Norwegians. But also we can see the yellow rock on the left behind the tee line might be a good counter for Team de Cruz. So I think he was just checking to get the right angles.
Could be a jam on that back yellow one too. But I imagine he really would love to get to the inside of that rock and get a little bit of a roll.
It looks a bit wide.
It does, and heavy.
Yeah, so plan B, move those rocks a bit around.
It's not a very good. It's got formed a little pocket there to draw into now.
Yeah, now if Team Walstad can manage to place one between the yellow and the red, or open, well, actually place one just in front there, it will be virtually impossible for Team de Cruz to remove it with one shot. Yeah, they're placing the broom exactly there, or just at the top of the red ring.
So interesting first end here in the quarterfinals. Lots of rocks in play. And here we see Stefan Walstad. No stranger to high-level competition.
And who has been performing really well during that tournament. Just before I was talking with the coach of the Czech team, and he was saying that he had also played Walstad and that he was really on fire.
Yeah. The Snittel team didn't have much of a chance against them. They pretty well played, almost 100%, I would say. That game, we covered that game. Stefan Walstad, his first rock here in the first end. Trying to freeze down into that pocket, is that right, Roger?
Yes. I think anywhere around the top of the forefoot will be good for him. If he can grab a second shot, that would be really good also. But not necessary.
It's looking very nice.
Perfect, yeah. Oh, that's a really good shot.
It's welded in there and won't be able to remove it very quickly. So Norwegian sitting with two counters.
Yeah, and a switch in the situation there. De Cruz had a good situation, but suddenly one slightly wide shot from Claudio Petz and a really good shot from Walstad, and now actually the Norwegians could be looking at a potential steal in this end. Of course, it wouldn't be so dramatic if they steal only one. It would just come down to the point, just like if Team de Cruz didn't have the hammer. But of course, you always like to start a game well, and we'll see exactly what they want to play. Probably they will try and bump those yellows around and stay in front. But we can see from the other end of the sheet, you can't see that much of Walstad's yellow. Really came down nicely.
Moi j'aime bien. Si on peut faire tac, tac. Je pense que ça va rester assez droit. Ah oui.
Tac, tac, that was French, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think he's looking for the run back.
Un tout petit peu à l'extérieur, Ben.
Yeah.
Ouais, un poil, ouais.
So Benoit Schwartz's first rock is
Exact.
pretty complicated, yeah. I think he's looking at the double run back. We don't see here on the image, but there's that yellow guard. There we go. I think he wants to drive it straight onto the red and then onto the two yellows and move everything around.
I don't think that front yellow one is going anywhere. That one that was just played, it's pretty well locked in there.
They want to open the situation up.
Oh, Val, roule après, roule loin. Sors là.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, Benoit was inside. And Peter was asking Valentin to sweep the rock, the shooter out. Try and keep the center open. And yeah, Team de Cruz in a pretty difficult situation right now. And yeah, now Walstad with 2 shots. I think he'll try and protect those 2. There's
Jeg synes du skal få gjøre det som du vil.
Ja, altså hvis linja er bra. Også der
Så det er mulighet for å få inn en...
yeah.
Nei, jeg vet
Men
ikke.
skal si hakket mer is.
Du er lang, så kan du jo sikkert...
Yeah, I think that Walstad just wants to play roughly the same shot that he just played.
Der da.
Freeze on top of that yellow one, maybe?
Ja, men den vil jo aldri bli bedre enn den på venstresiden.
De Cruz can be in big trouble here already in the first end.
Well,
Han får ikke ut den ene. Så
I think
lenge
Walstad
han
will
stikker
be
røret, så er det
maximum
bare
hoping to
skjevskjæring.
steal 2 there.
Men hvor er det du vil den nå?
But
Og så drar topp
probably
12.
that after
Hvis da
that
linja
shot
perfekt,
comes
så
down
prøver vi å
successful,
smekke
probably
litt
we'll
rundt
see
den røda der.
the Cruz team
Men får vi en...
Fordi at da må
will
da
play
gir
a
han
shot
nesten
to
bort. Altså,
only
sitter
get
jo
1
to.
stolen on them. I really
Så
don't
da
see how he
prøver
can
de
get
ikke
rid of
å
that
gjøre det,
yellow
da er det fort
shot there in
toskjæring,
front of the
så
T-line.
Unless he touches it now. He doesn't want to be heavy with his draw.
It's better to be in front of the house right now
Må
than
litt ned på fart.
Then too long and bump it.
Den satser litt.
Ja, det satser litt.
It's because as we can see, the red rock in the forefoot completely blocks the yellow. The only yellow right now that's easy to remove is the one shot but behind the T-line.
Hold den i gang.
6-7!
Hold den i gang, Magnus. Litt trang. Ja.
6!
Den er bra.
Front of the line is good.
White 4-fot er perfekt.
Looks pretty good.
Den er perfekt, bare fast.
I don't think he wants to bump it. That won't harm it.
Slightly bumped it, but I don't think yet. So yeah, I think they're just going to come in off their own red and try and get them down to 1.
Bah là pour l'instant on se fait voler 2 là.
I don't know.
Pour l'instant on
It
se fait voler.
looks like a
Je pense
steal
qu'on
at
prend
2 to
vraiment
me
fin.
if he throws this.
Un quart.
He
Tac,
might.
tac. Nous on reste là, ça sort, ça sort.
Yeah.
Hein?
Well, Peter was just showing that, okay, if he
And
hits
out?
the red just where
Je crois que c'est pas
Benoit
mal,
was
ça.
showing,
Faut juste pas toucher ça en
He
premier
would-
quoi. Ça c'est clair. On va en faire tic tic tic.
yeah, he would want
Ouais,
to
c'est bien ça. Je pense.
hit exactly where
Ouais.
Benoit showed the broom.
Un
right
quart.
where
Right in
Peter
the
has
crotch,
the broom on.
crotch between those 2 yellows. I think that's about the only way of
Yeah.
cutting him down to 1. Huh?
Yeah, and I don't think yet we'll have a better choice. Yeah, because Walstad's shot is really good. It stops de Cruz, well, Benoit Schwartz from hitting that yellow straight. You can see it's completely blocked. No, big weight.
Attention!
Last rock here in the first end.
Attention! Oh!
Benoit Schwartz
Val,
looking
Val.
at 2 or 3 Norwegian
Fort,
counters.
Fort, fort, très fort, très fort, très fort.
Oh, and I think he
it-
just makes it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great shot.
good shot.
Good shot, and still have to give up 1.
Yeah, well,
Steal 1 for the Norwegians here in the first end. Great action already
Bien joué,
in the
Magnus.
first end. And after
No. No.
1 end to play,
Moi, je me-
Walstad
je
leads
me demande
de
si c'est-
Cruz by a score of 1-0.
C'est pas normal. Parce que ça colle pas énorme quoi. Ouais, ouais, ouais. Pour toi c'était beaucoup trop de glace. C'est clair.
Bon, elle a curlé beaucoup dans la maison surtout. Quand on a.
Oui, ouais.
Je pense. Mais c'est possible un peu.
Deuce, simple. Hein?
Leneren først.
Topp 4. 5-6. Markus nærmest. Linja er bra. 5-6.
And we're back here into the second end of the
Litt lang altså.
Curling Masters, Champéry. Live coverage of the quarterfinals.
Bra da, Alex. Bra spill.
And we're covering De Cruz from Switzerland against Walstad of Norway. My name is Armin Harder, and I'm here with Roger Kulka. And we saw a pretty exciting first end already, Roger. If it keeps going like this, yeah, we're in for a barn burner.
Yeah, I really hope it's going to keep on like this. And now we see a classical opening. Well,
Sliding into the rings.
both rocks are slightly fast. Well, Walstad's rock is behind the tee line, which is okay. It's near the center, but it's not so good because you can only go further away from the button. But yeah, you can get tricked a bit with the ice at the beginning because it's a bit slow in the first end, and then it gets much faster very quickly in the second end.
So we started with 24 teams in this competition, 4 groups of 6. There was a combined ranking of all groups after the round robin play. The top 8 tiebreakers were determined by draw shots. So a couple of teams were knocked out because of poor draw shot ability, drawing to the button. That penalty shooting is becoming more and more important in curling. And they're playing for a total of 40,000 in cash. First prize is 13,000 Swiss francs. Second picks up 9,000. So some nice cash on the line, help you finance a couple of tournaments anyways. Really important for some of these teams, especially those that are not necessarily nationally funded.
Yes, and it's quite expensive actually to have your competitive curling team, especially if you go play tournaments in Canada and all around Europe.
Pay all your own expenses, flights, hotels, meals, not to mention the loss of wages because you're not working probably.
Yes, and also all the equipment. See that all those pads on the brooms, you have to change them quite regularly if you want them to be effective. So all those teams who play so many tournaments need to change them quite often. And then now we see a very open second end. After Valentin's missed a corner guard, Team De Cruz had to change their tactics for the end. Probably try to go for a blank. So now I think we'll just see teams trading takeouts.
And that's all because of Valentin sliding into the rings with his first rock.
Yeah.
I would think that's determining the outcome of the tactics in this end so far.
Yes, because Peter wanted to create some offense, and for this you need to use the free guard zone. That rule that forbids leads to remove rocks that are in front of the house. But once they touch the rings, they're allowed to remove them. And so then I think, well, just 1-0 after the first end. Nothing special. You just want to keep the game close, not take too many unnecessary risks. So just play takeouts and wait for your chance in the next end. There's still 7 more ends to go, including this one. So, you know, it's not too bad. Just be patient. It's also a good way to gain confidence again. You know, just play easy shots, easy open shots, and make them. Marcus Hoiberg. Peter just rolled out, so now he's just going to draw one into the center. Or is he going to... Yeah, it's a bit fast too. Yeah, probably the ice is already accelerated, and now player's a bit surprised. Now Petz's turn to draw the house. Well, it's really rare to see
Ça glisse bien,
players
ça
at
glisse
that
bien,
level
ça
to
glisse
make a
bien.
clean miss
Oh,
on totally open shots.
juste là.
But sometimes it happens, so you just draw one and maybe hope for a mistake. You never know. Or is he just playing? Oh no, he's just playing corner guard. All right, so Peter's still trying to create some offense. Not over yet. And Walstad really doesn't want any offense right now. No risk also for him. Indeed, we know that a corner guard is a really good weapon if you want to try and score two. You keep the center open. And if you manage to get one hidden behind, then the opponent wouldn't be able easily to remove it and get a good chance for two.
Okay, T9.
Okay, this time. Just going for a draw this time.
Elle commence à perdre son curl, attention. Okay. 15-1.
Yeah, and we were hearing Peter saying that the rock was losing its curl. Well, sometimes it can happen, and if the rock starts to, let's say, stops rotating, then it will lose its speed and start curling more. So I was just telling the sweepers to be careful not to have it suddenly stop.
Mi blank.
Stay in front of the house. Now Walstad plays just a hit and stay. So it definitely looks like a blank. It's going to be a blank end.
89 plass.
Oh, non, non, non. Balle.
Benoit Schwartz.
Balle très fort, ouais.
First rock here.
Vraiment
Second
fort.
end.
Très fort pour la toucher. Vraiment fort,
Straightforward
vraiment fort,
open
vraiment
hit.
fort, vraiment fort. Allez, 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 allez.
Ooh, it looks like it's wide.
Didn't hit it by much, did he?
Yeah, well, we're hearing Peter who was a bit stressed actually.
Skal vi teste åpningssida, eller?
Spill en side, ass. Ja,
Players
ok, det har ikke noe å si.
probably
Prøv den
discovering
sida,
a
da.
bit the ice, or I don't know.
Ja, sånn, ja. Prøv utover der, da.
Maybe surprised by the fact it went so straight.
Midten og nedover. 3-15.
10, ja.
Walstad will try to place that rock roughly at the same spot.
Føles topp 12.
Sendes lang ut.
So we've seen two very contrasted ends.
Certainly have. But I don't think that was by design. That was more by just the first rock sliding into the rings.
Yeah, once again, you see how important the leads rocks are. They decide how you're going to play the end. Ooh, and that one just sticks in the ring, and Benoit will have to play the peel shot. So hit that yellow, take it out and roll out, and make a zero, and keep the last rock in the next end. Yeah. Curling is a strange sport. Sometimes you don't want to score.
You're speaking from experience.
Yes.
Oh,
So if he scored one, he would just lose the last rock and give a chance to Walstad to score two and take a 2-point lead. So just want to make sure you keep the zero and then score the two yourself. There you go.
And a blank end here from the Cruz team. Maintaining hammer going into the third end, but they are down one after 2 ends of play.
Vi må ha fokus på det, altså, gi steinen til kostnadene. Da har vi sinnssykt mye mer å gå på. Hvis vi gjør det, så blir det bedre. Det betyr å si fra til resten.
2,5-3.
And we're back here with the third end.
Bra, 2,5. 2,5. Linja der.
Christopher Sundgren
Linja strøken. Litt trang, litt trang.
trying to put up a center guard,
Ja, begge to.
or maybe even going into the top of the house. It'll be interesting to see.
Hardt.
This is certainly a guard. Now it'll be interesting to see what the Cruz does.
I suppose he'll go behind. Oh no, it's the corner guard.
Going to corner guard. Yeah.
So lots of offense.
Valentin Tunner.
Petit peu large quand même. On peut attendre.
Saying it's a bit wide. Wants to let it curl. Be nice on the corner.
Ok, rien. Même pas une deux.
It looks even a bit fast actually.
And he's long again. And it'll stop just in time.
No one stopped. So
Two guards up front.
the end
Might-
started quite well.
We might see a couple of rocks in play again.
Yes. Now I think that Lindstrom will try and play his shot top 4 foot behind the center guard and take good position in the house.
Yep.
And then to force the Cruz team to play in the center. Yeah. When you have the
Hard.
last rock, you always try and keep
Hard.
the game open and play in the corner and leave yourself an open shot to the center. Well, looks like the opposite team is trying to do exactly the opposite. Opponent team is trying to do the opposite.
Spill. Strøken.
So, and that's a very well executed shot. Looks nicely buried, and yeah, Peter's going to ask Valentin to play a draw.
Ok, il y a la place. Beaucoup de place.
Pulling it a bit wide.
Nettoyer. Attention.
Looks pretty good.
Attention. Green, c'est bien. Freeze.
Okay, now they got to sweep it for
Green,
the
très bien.
weight. Line is good. Just trying to make sure it gets there.
No bounce.
Yeah.
Ben, fini. Yep. Fort, fort, fort. Pour la ligne, c'est go, encore un petit peu. Go.
It's very important when you play those kinds of shots that you don't come up too short, otherwise you just guard that rock and close yourself the
3.
game completely. And
Ouais, c'est ça.
3, eventuelt
Probably.
4 her, ok, ja. Men 3.
yeah, Walstad will just play one in front. And then Peter might be forced to clear the center by playing peel on those guards.
Magnus Nergrotten. First we were looking at Alexander Lindstrom playing lead rocks for Team Walstad. His brother Christian has picked up a silver medal, the skip of the Swedish team at the World Mixed Championships. Christian we know well from playing many years with Eriksson, and of course last year with Eriksson, or Oscar and Edin. Christian retired this year to take up a mixed career, I guess. Very successful in his first mixed world championships. And of course, his brother Alexander playing here for a Norwegian team.
Yeah, he lives in Oslo now.
Ouais, c'est bien.
He's working there, and
Oui, fort. Fort.
And actually, if you're now a resident of a country for 2 years, you can also represent it.
That's correct.
So you might even have an interest to stay with that team. Who knows, maybe if Ulstrud stops curling after the next Olympics, they could take off.
Wouldn't surprise me. We celebrated Thomas Olsrud's 45th birthday yesterday with a cake on the ice. So not exactly a spring chicken anymore when it comes to curling at this level. One of the grandpas on the ice. And curling at this level, of course, very young. Mid-20s, most of these teams.
Bra. Litt trang.
But I think Thomas has got a bit of mileage left in him. He's in top shape.
Litt køl, altså.
Litt trang.
Probably better than a lot of them.
Linja der, begge to. Få hit. 2/3 av linja. Wow.
But yeah, this may
Yep.
well be the future team for Norway.
Litt køl!
Yeah, it looks like it.
Bra spill.
Talented. Some of those players won the Universiade in 2015.
That's right. Gold medal there with Wallstrom.
Er det glatt der?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of rocks in play here. Peter de Cruz
Got to
being
go for
asked
that
to
run
remove
back.
the guard.
Oh, oh.
Is he running it, going straight for the run back?
Yeah, I think he's going for the run back. He tried that shot before. It looks pretty good.
And makes it. And the moves, importantly, he moves those rocks off the center.
And keeps also the red one in the house, forcing Walstad to take it off. And now the game will probably be a bit more onto the sides. However, there's still a center guard
up
remaining.
there. That'll be
We're seeing it right now. Well, if they manage to get the hit and roll, they might get into a good situation to force Peter to one.
Helt vekk.
Marcus Heuberg trying to remove that Swiss shot rock.
Bra det.
Hit and stays. Well,
Bra fart, bra
Bra
satt.
farten på den.
9-6, bra fart.
De Cruz ignoring those two Norwegian counters and going straight behind the center guard.
yeah. Well, you could opt for a defensive option. I mean, remove those two yellows, but you have that center guard and you're sure that at some point Walstad will go behind it. So they're trying to get good position in the center before the Norwegians. Going a bit wide. They want it in front of the T line. That's very, very important.
A lot of room past the guard. Should finish though.
Well, it's slightly deep. Well, it's around the button, but it's a bit deep. The Norwegians can just bump it maybe 20 centimeters back and stay on it, and they'll
This
be in a
doesn't
really
look
good
like a
situation.
bump. This looks more like a freeze, I think.
Yeah. Well, if they freeze down to it, it will start being really complicated to score two for Peter.
Marcus Heuberg,
Kjell,
his
linja
last
der.
rock here in the third.
Linja perfekt. Bare fart. Linja der. Bare frys den. Ok, linja perfekt. Frys den. Kom igjen.
Seem to like the line.
Hard, hard, hard. Hard.
Might be slightly
Kjempelinje.
slow.
Hard, hard, hard,
They're going to
hard.
pull
Langt
it.
opp tårn. Langt opp tårn.
You got to sweep really hard to get it there. Yeah, it's not too bad, but slightly short.
Actually now guarding the Swiss rock.
Halvveis ned, 3 blank.
Yeah, and Peter is looking to corner freeze that yellow. Be in front, and actually, if you corner freeze it properly, you might have a good counter with those two yellows. Peter showing that
Il faut être plus large. On n'a rien touché avant. Ok.
Peter discussing the ice. He wanted to give Claudio slightly more. But the players who said they
Lynn,
didn't
c'est
sweep
bien.
it,
Juste
so
4-5. Ouais, alors. Oh.
Claudia Pats.
À vous, Lynn, c'est bon. Lynn, c'est pas
Of
là.
course, his sister, well known, Alina Pats, world
À vous,
champion
les gars.
2 years ago in Sapporo, Japan.
Ouais, fort, fort, fort. On y va, les gars.
really got to bring it. They got to get it to the rings.
Oh.
It looks really short. Not a very good shot there.
Oh, sorry. Moi, je crois qu'elle cœur moins celle-là, Claudio.
Ja, men han spiller innan bouncer litt etter. Nei, fryse vår. Eventuelt bouncer egen litt. Det er jo, garden er jo høy nok til det. Kjørte jo bra her.
But De Cruz is still lying shot. It's going to be quite difficult to remove, apparently. So,
Jeg har et forslag, så jeg får lov.
nothing catastrophic so far for Peter De Cruz, but
It will be tough to make two.
yeah, it will get more and more difficult to
Jeg
make
lurer på å
two.
spille den her.
Walstad is
rulle
looking
inn
for
frem, eventuelt
to
dytte
come
litt
off his own yellow to hit the red and push it out of the rings, and then he would be in a really, really good situation.
Sitting too buried behind the red rocks.
Yeah, the angle's right
Nå,
there,
denne, for du ser hele den.
so
An interesting
Jeg
call
tenker her
here.
kan du få shot.
Ja, faktisk er jeg ikke uenig med han. Det er
Nei,
jo
det-
naturlig, er ikke det en tjukk ball?
Jo. Den er jo kjempeflat, den nederste, er den ikke det?
actually they can come off from either yellow.
Jeg tror jeg, Nei, for da ruller
Well,
jeg
if they can
over.
get at that red one in the middle, they're sitting
Men
pretty.
samtidig her så føler jeg den er
I
knallhard.
don't think
da.
it's
Den er
such a
nesten
risky
flat i
call. I
forhold
think
til
he
her.
can
No.
go for it.
Sure,
Den her,
absolutely.
He doesn't have many other options,
halv
actually.
akkurat da.
He could try and come the other side, but
Tror jeg er jævlig nære.
they haven't played that side, so
Halv akkurat.
probably don't know the ice that well. Don't want to take that risk.
Nå må du ta de sjansene der. Det er jo
Well, this
kjempemål.
is the only way to get at that red one anyways.
Yeah, and the reward, if he makes that shot, is much, much bigger than if he tries to bump his yellow from the other side.
Ja. Eller forresten, den her outtime er helt rett. Du spilte den nå nettopp. Så jeg spiller outtime.
Ok.
Hakket mer bare. Ja.
Stefan Walstad. Going for the in-off.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Bit inside.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looks good.
And he picks it out, moves it back. Oh, what a nice little roll up too. Just didn't quite roll for or move far enough. It is the red one is still second shot, but they're nicely lined up too, I believe.
I think that probably Team de Cruz will look for a run back.
Well, there's an angle off that short red guard. Might be able to
Seront égales, je
remove
pense,
both of
vitesse,
these.
là.
That would be a pretty nice
Il faut les bouger.
shot.
Yeah, I think he's
Si
got
tu
a,
prends
they're looking at the angle. I don't see another
trois
shot
quarts, moi je
also.
pense que c'est
No,
peut-être un poil trop fin.
needs to take the short one.
Non, c'est un peu trop à
Straight
gauche.
back's not going to do
Ah
it
non,
for him.
non, c'est parfait, trois quarts.
Too tough to
Ça arrive, il est
navigate
là.
past that second guard anyways.
Faudrait plus- Ouais. Tu veux le bord de la pierre ou même moins?
Non, mais
On,
It was almost
on a
perfect,
joué le
that
clearing
shot.
là-bas,
from
tu te souviens, on voulait taper un quart, c'est resté très droit.
Walstad.
c'est pareil combien?
More Schwartz.
Vite, hein? Ouais.
Yeah, so he's going to come really fast there.
Angle that red one back onto the two yellow ones. Try and remove them
And stay.
and stay would be optimal.
Oh! Non, non.
So it looks
Mal.
a bit wide.
Oh! Oh! Jesus.
Ooh.
Holy shit, man. We're in the shit.
Well, I don't think we could
Disagree.
make that any clearer. Yep. Peter de Cruz assessing the situation that they're in right now. That was a big shot. And Benoit needed to at least get one of those out, but to make contact somehow.
And now if Walstad can manage to get a little
He's
hit
sitting-
and roll behind those two yellows.
Well, all he has to do is remove that red one, and he's sitting
Du så
four.
Klima-gjengen i forkant, da.
Actually, I think
And
the
he's
best
got
option,
the two yellow ones are guarded.
Fin sving der.
yeah, I was saying the best option was probably to roll towards the side somewhere. To give a backing to the draw.
Liker dere å rive av den, eller går det der?
Nei, da liker jeg bedre å rive av den. Jeg tenker da at hvis du spiller soft der, så har vi ikke vært
You
der.
could hit and roll to the inside and roll in behind it. Why not? You could roll
Ah.
either way. It doesn't matter. Those two yellow ones are guarded by that red one.
For sure, Benoit
Det er
won't
ikke
have an
farlig
easy
at vi
shot
må
on
that
der
that
last
helt
last
ut,
one.
men det er
Draw
mye
to the
bedre
pin.
enn at vi chapper og de får en
Yeah.
enkel chap
And
tilbake, da.
drawing to the pin won't be that easy either.
Ja,
You
bare
he's
pilen
only got the
av.
out turn
Bedre,
there
kanskje?
to do that with.
And they haven't played on that side so
No.
far. On both ends.
Big shot here. Walstad can really put the
Altså,
pressure
sånn
on.
at det er trått der, liksom.
Gets in this nice little hit and roll. First objective, of course, get rid of that red one. Sit four, and depending where he leaves his own shot, we threw some heat at it.
Okay.
Get a little bit of a roll.
Der.
Sitting four. Walstad. Yeah, we see Alexander Lindstrom with a little smile on his face. Certainly looking pretty comfortable at this moment.
Avec le in, c'est clairement possible. Hein. Si on fait ça, il vole un, puis bah, tant pis quoi.
Peter's saying, well, if we hit that one in the nose, well, he steals one, and well, that's life. The other option is to draw the pin from either side, actually. Probably from the left-hand side on the screen.
Même glace que Claudio? Ouais. Je
I
veux pas
think
mettre plus.
he's
que ça.
only got the out
Parce que
turn.
plus on risque d'avoir du.
I might have the in turn, it might be there too.
Il était 15-8. 14-5, ça vient. Ouais, ouais, ça
Needs
vient.
full
clairement.
forefoot for sure to make sure he doesn't
14-5,
give up
c'est même
more
assez
than
nature.
one. And I can only refer back to Peter de Cruz's last words after Benoit's last rock.
I think I would have played that and said fuck it.
Le truc,
I
c'est
know.
qu'on doit aller trop pour la vitesse. On n'a aucune chance, tu vois ce que je veux dire. Alors que si on met moins et qu'on joue avec le voyage pour la casser, ça va, tu vois. Moi, je trouve que c'est énorme, mais je sais pas. Tu penses quoi de moi?
Benoit Schwartz, last rock here in the third end.
Ça, c'est pour arriver au centre.
Looking at 4 Norwegian counters. Needs a good piece of the full forefoot to just cut him down to 1. If he can get a good piece of the button, that's the white in the middle, he might be able to even score a point. So he's going to lay it down. He's going to give it to his sweepers, and it's up to them to carry it the rest of the way.
Ligne, c'est déjà proche.
Non, non, non.
Oh,
Oh, they're calling it really
Pour Claudio.
fast.
Wow! Claudio, oh, c'est vite. Hein.
That's
Ça a l'air
certainly
vraiment-
not short.
They're calling it really fast. It looks really fast.
Viens faire Valentin, enlève, enlève.
Oh.
It's got to break down very quickly.
Oh. So it's gonna be
Steal a 1, steal a 2.
Steal a 3. maybe.
Looks like 3 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's free.
Yeah, steal a 3.
Okay, ouais.
And now Peter de Cruz in deep trouble. 4-0 down after 3 ends. Good news that they have 5 ends to come back. And the
So there we
Norwegians
are.
are quite happy.
After 3 ends of play, the score is 4-0 for Walstad.
Vise at du klarer å slå løpet. Ja.
Linja perfekt.
Det synes jeg,
5-6.
Ja, 6-7.
Bare fart. Linja perfekt. Markus nærmest. Markus nærmest. 6. 6 der, ser det ut som.
So a bit of a surprise finish there for the third end. A steal of 3. Norwegians in top form at the moment. Still lots of game left though. We're here with the live coverage of quarterfinal action from the Curling Masters in Champéry, the third men's
Juste 2.
Champions Tour event of the season. And de Cruz and his Swiss
Claudio?
foursome definitely behind the 8 ball at the moment. Need to put a string of shots
Fais
together
attention parce
to
que moi
try
je
and
crois que c'est vraiment ta deuxième pierre.
get some points on the board. I think make a deuce here and the game looks a little bit different again.
Samme. 4.
Yep.
Still lots of ends left.
Bare fart.
Well, you don't want to count them
That's
out
all
yet.
the
Forsiktig, forsiktig. Forsiktig.
Wow.
So far, the Norwegians haven't been missing much. I think they've actually been missing nothing so far.
No.
They've even been getting the extras, hits and rolls, and having really good positioning. And Walstad performing really well so far.
Well, already in the first end, Benoit Schwartz had to make a hit and roll off his own, take out 2 Norwegian counters just to give up a steal of 1.
Yeah, not the best situations you're hoping for as a fourth.
Not normally.
Yeah, his draw the button was really tricky also.
Encore, Benoît. Oui.
I think he hadn't played also the draw so far in the game.
Encore. Ok.
Well, there we go. Got 2 corner guards in play. Tanner
Bare ta den ene, det er ikke noe dobbel her.
finally putting his guards in good position. And now the takeouts will start. Magnus Nedregotten.
En,
Whoa.
whoa,
Whoa!
en,
Whoa! Whoa!
whoa. Bra.
Just gets it, but that's enough.
That's enough.
Now we're going to see a little trading, guard peel, normally until Team de Cruz will decide to go into the house. Either in off the yellows or directly behind the corner guard.
Fine, c'est bon. Pas de problème. Peut-être ça cœur un peu. Regarde.
Well, I certainly hope they use the corner
Ça peut
guard
encore
at
curler.
some point because that's what they put it up for. No point putting the corner guard up if you're not going to use it. Which means you're playing with 7 rocks instead of 8.
On vient derrière les jaunes ou...
Good guards.
Ok.
Yeah, they're good. They're roughly the same height, so it's impossible to double them out.
Hard!
Ren.
Hard!
Jep. Hard. Egen.
Got that a little bit full. Sweeping to keep it straight.
I think it's enough.
Ouais.
Actually, I think it guards a little piece of the 12-foot circle.
Well,
No, I don't think so.
No,
actually.
there's
Yeah, I
no-
think-
Ouais, je pense.
It's guarding
Dès que ça rentre dans la maison, on
the
verra
rock
cette
box in the back.
Yeah. Well, still could be potentially used, but it wouldn't be an ideal shot to play.
Peter de Cruz skipping, playing seconds rocks.
Oh, c'est large.
Now,
Benoit Schwartz playing the
change
4th rocks.
tactics. I think they're trying to go behind those 2 yellows. They're using his guards.
Tout seul, Benoît. 10 tout seul.
Is it because that was poorly thrown, or
Si on peut, on
is that
finit,
what the
mais...
call was?
I suppose that's what the call was.
All right.
Yep, encore.
Yeah, he can use those guards, those rocks in the house as guards. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Og c'est tout.
Of course, Peter de Cruz's English is very good.
9 er perfekt.
Fin fart.
Yeah, his father is British. Well, English.
And he's picked up a lot of Canadian slang, I think, playing all those tournaments over in Canada.
Hold i gang. Hold i gang. 9 er perfekt.
So each team here that loses will take home 2,000 Swiss francs. It's not too bad. Nice little. Certainly every win will. Semifinals will give you at least 5,000.
We're going to see the first Norwegian miss I can remember.
There you are.
Well, there it is. They forced Hoiberg to play a...
Actually, there was a miss that draw in the first end
Yeah,
that bounced off
true,
too. That was never utilized by the Swiss.
and now that's when they got to come strong again.
Ja, ja.
Team de Cruz are in trouble. They're still playing to win.
Ok, Lynn, c'est bien. Lynn, oui. Ouais. Ouais.
Calling
Ouais.
for a line.
Oui. Lynn, c'est bon. Attention. Wow. 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 Wow.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Oh, Ben, easy.
Yeah, looks pretty good. Got to curl a bit.
Pas trop.
Got to get it at the back of the forefoot.
Bien joué. Très bien.
That's a really good shot from Pets.
Second shot though. Yellow one up front is still counting.
Hein? Je pensais que c'était-
And that's a really important shot for the Norwegians.
Yeah, question is, can Swiss now count on maybe another mistake
Wow.
from the Norwegians?
8 er bra.
Marcus Højberg.
Han setter, ikke rent engang.
I think if he throws that perfectly, the Swiss will be forced to double the yellows in front.
It's not short. It's looking a little wide too. Oh, Peter de Cruz already warming up his broom. 2 errors in a row here from the Norwegians.
Yep. I think they're counting on Walstad to come up with a big game.
That's
Så
what
lenge
the
han må
skip
deale med
gets
noe
the
baki
big
der,
money
så han ikke
for.
får spille dobbelen på topp. Så lenge han må deal med noe baki her, så får han ikke spilt dobbelen på topp.
An interesting situation now, huh?
Well, at some point they're going to make a play at these front rocks.
Ça. Faire le double là?
Peter showing which rocks
Moi, je
are
crois aussi. Roule.
closer to the center.
Je sais même
Is
pas
that
si on
what
veut
he was
rouler,
doing?
mais.
Okay.
Ouais, exactement plein. Ouais, exact. Ouais, puis peut-être qu'il rate. Ok, tu veux jouer quelle vitesse? 9?
Straight nose hit.
Left
Remove
en plat.
those 2 yellows and keep your shooter in play.
Yeah, they were talking right on the nose. Then hoping that they missed the triple behind.
Needs to hit this on the nose. Can't get on the inside of it.
Well, if he hits it on the nose, and then even if they make the triple, then at that moment de Cruz can use the corner guard. So they're in a pretty good situation now, especially if they make that shot.
Oh, non, non, non. Attention. Attention. Oh. Balle. Balle, ouais.
Trying to make the curl.
Encore.
Oh,
I think
very
he just
good.
makes it and even rolls. See behind the corner, we'll see that.
Well, there's no triple there. Good shot from Claudio Petz.
And now the Norwegians will play the double.
11 dobbelen.
And those 2 reds behind. Got to go for the easy shot.
Yep.
They're 4 up now, so he will not take any risk.
Enten helt oppover egne eller skjeft. Fordi at å rulle midt imellom, så kan det fort bli en lett
We'll
trippel.
probably try and stay on the nose, because we can see that the yellow one biting the 8-foot white circle is closer than Petz's previous shooter.
Litt løs! Løs!
En! Ja!
9 blank!
Hold!
Gets the jam. And now the Norwegians are sitting first and second shot. There is a triple opportunity here. Maybe?
Yeah, at least a double.
Double for sure, yeah.
Yeah. But it's quite a tricky double. You got to get that first yellow very thin.
Make sure it doesn't jam on your own in the back.
Normal, intéressant, je suis vraiment pas contre cœur en fait. Lui, il est en clearing, il a beaucoup.
But I think they have to make a play at it or freeze to it.
Yeah, they were just saying that Walstad's previous shot curled a lot.
Ouais, bien sûr. Hein.
They were debating at the
moitié
ice.
avec normal, ça va sortir.
That double's there.
Ce sera pas.
Yeah, it's there. It's a tricky one.
On peut jouer 10 hein, si tu veux.
That would mean if they
Okay.
make that double, they could be
C'est
lying.
fin. Hein. Pour
Three.
vraiment passer ça, c'est quand même fin quand tu regardes. Hein. Pour passer là,
Yeah, they're
pense
maybe
pas d'un
thinking of playing
un petit un quart. Hein. Faut pas plus.
not a too heavy
10,
takeout.
je mettrais presque plus, mais un petit peu plus.
Peter de Cruz
Faut quand même un quart. Si on prend 2
holding
tiers,
the broom.
ça
Benoit
absolument
Schwartz
rien.
down to down to 2 rocks.
10 avec ça, je pense que c'est vraiment proche.
Norwegians only have 1 left.
Ouais, ça va curler. Ouais.
So now the big
10,
debate is
essayer un
where do you
quart,
put
ça?
the broom exactly for Benoit to aim. Got to hit that one really thin. It's there.
Cruz desperately needing a couple of points here. Get back into this game.
Yeah, you never know. If he makes that shot, they could be looking at a potential 3. Well, of course, if he makes it, he will leave Walstad a double, but at least he gets a chance for 2.
Attention. Ouais. Wow. Oui. Oui. Fort. Fort, Val. Fort. Toujours.
Might curl too much. No. Oh well,
It did curl too much.
curled too much. Yeah, it curls a lot.
Okay.
Well, I think Walstad is nearly forced to play a nose hit on the red.
Could set up a double.
I think the way the rocks are, there's no chance he won't leave a double to Benoit on his last one.
That's right.
The ideal for him might actually be to hit on the inside of the red and remain shot and try. Oh well.
Der. Om jeg ruller hit, så ruller jeg dit. Det er ikke... Hvis jeg klarer å sitte igjen rett foran egen, så skal det være vanskelig for dem å ta to. Men fokus er å få ut en rød.
Ja.
Vanlig. Og så vil treffe 80%. 80.
Stefan Walstad going after that Swiss counter at the back.
Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Oh. Oh.
He gets it on the nose, and there's the double that we were talking about. Can he double those out and not lose his shooter, though?
I think he could maybe because of those two yellows at the back. Might be a good counter.
It's a tricky double because he needs to angle it quite a bit here.
Yeah.
So that means he's going to have to hit that top one fairly thin, and that'll cause a lot of action from a shooter coming off that rock. Now, he may just punch it back a couple of feet.
Yeah, he doesn't need to get that yellow out. He just needs to get it far enough so that the red next to the slightly behind the corner guard counts.
Maybe if we can get a shot from above, we can see the angle on that roll a little bit better.
Ah, mais il faut quand même qu'elle bouge celle-là. Hein.
Ouais, il faut quand même qu'elle bouge.
3 quarts, ça suffit pas. Hein.
Non, mais 10,
D'accord. Ouais, fais ça alors.
There
Moi,
we
je crois
go.
que 10, une
I
moitié, on
think
roule dehors.
you might
Et
be right
puis,
there,
si on prend 2 tiers, 3 quarts, c'est
Roger.
plus là.
He hits that.
Moi, j'aime bien 9 avec 3
He has a
quarts.
bit of
Fairly
margin
full.
with that. Sorry.
J'aime bien ça
Yeah,
avec-
I think he can. Well, he's got some roll area there to go to.
Yeah, and he's got those two yellow counters at the back.
I think big thing here is don't overthrow it, right?
Yeah. That's a makeable shot anyway. So it looks like it's going to come with some speed.
I don't think he needs that much speed. He doesn't need to move him too far.
Oh. Oh. Balle.
Looks like it's more like a
Ouais, vraiment fort.
oh,
Toujours, encore.
Sweeping it to curl. It needs to curl.
Okay,
oh well.
Oh, just hit it too thin.
Yeah.
And with that miss, or half shot, de Cruz is on the scoreboard, but only with one after 4 ends of play. Norwegians definitely in the driver's seat with a 4-1 lead, and the hammer going into the 5th end.
des gardes partout.
Nå har jeg truffet nei, jeg er 80% kanter. Da har jeg bomma 2. Da bommer jeg ikke med den kanten her. Det er egentlig ganske bra.
Hein?
Det er godt nytt, da.
C'est la 4. C'est la mienne, hein.
Ok.
And we're back here. Second half of
Ok, juste
this
un.
quarterfinal match. De Cruz versus
Juste qu'elle passe, hein.
Walstad. Walstad from Norway. De Cruz from Geneva, Switzerland. Norwegians definitely
Oh.
Playing a fairly solid performance so far, not missing too much. The Swiss not 100%. And with a 4-1 lead and the hammer, what can the Swiss do now to get back into this game?
Well, I suppose they're just going to try and put as many rocks in play, and now that they don't have the last rock, block the center and steal their way to victory.
Eventuelt så spill!
Må gå. Hard.
Så spill!
Farta. Yes, må gå.
That looks really slow.
Hard. Fortsett. Hard.
Are they going to just soft peel it? Maybe.
Didn't move it too much.
Yeah. Those two rocks kind of block the draws to the center, so the end starts pretty well for Cruz so far, I think. We'll probably just throw another center guard.
So in the other semifinals, just quickly update what's going on. Fister,
J'aimerais bien que ce soit un peu plus haut.
Eccleston,
Là, c'est vraiment
Fister's
idéal.
leading 3-2 on that, and has the hammer in the 5th. Costa Baumann, 2-2. I think Bauman's got a bit of surprise of the tournament. I haven't seen the Germans in a quarterfinal for a while, so that's nice to see. Edin and Sick, I think it was 5-1 after 4 ends of play.
Swedes are probably angry after their loss. Want to prove their value.
I don't know about angry, maybe slightly embarrassed.
I don't know. Probably the Spanish deserved it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was their biggest victory for a while, certainly on the tour. I gotta be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably celebrating somewhere tonight. They beat the 2015 world champions. No small feat.
Enlève. Oh, Val. Oh, laisse-la planter. Oh, Val, finis si tu peux. Faut être dans le 4 pieds.
So now
C'est cœur lacé. Oh. Oh.
Cruz getting good position in the forefoot. He curls a
Ça a pris un-
lot.
That finished nicely on that side, yeah.
Ça, je sais pas si c'est la 7 ou
So
ça.
2 guards up,
Original guard.
one in the top of the forefoot.
Begge to.
Pretty good position
Det er syltynn.
to steal.
Ja, men det er en veldig fin marginal hvis vi ikke treffer.
But
Altså, så
it
gå på
looks like,
shotten.
is there a double on the
Får
guard?
du
Looks a
veldig
bit
mye
tricky,
ut av
yeah.
nå?
Det er 10%.
Ja, ok. Ja, men jeg skal spille den safe, det.
Playing
Litt
the
mindre, Steffen. Ja.
playing that peel from the intern side, so you're not going to double them unless it hits are really thin.
Oh.
Magnus Edra got him.
Well, I think they're going for the double.
No, you can't hit that thin enough, I don't think.
Yeah, it was difficult, really. Actually, even had the wrist to push that red one in the house. Now, yep. Just need to replace the guard. It will be hard to put in a position where it won't be easy to make it double.
Right smack in the middle of that Curling Champions Tour sign would be a perfect place for it.
Yeah, right next to the red.
Je pense qu'il y a vraiment assez Val. Oh, enlève. Un petit peu large. Voilà, finir. Ouais, maintenant. Jusqu'à la center en tout cas.
Finishing it to get it
fort,
curl.
fort, fort. Toujours. Jusqu'à la center, ouais. Oui. Encore Val, encore. Yep.
That looks like a pretty good shot.
Didn't I call that?
Yeah. Well done.
Vanlig.
Vanlig. Fint, det.
Haven't missed a shot from up here.
Er det reis? Ja, jeg tror det. Kanskje greit. Originalen er senter uansett, så jeg tror det er fint å ha i sted.
And Norwegians, I think, are going to go directly for the rock in the house.
Yeah, there is a port there to come through.
I think they're going to try and get the hit and stay and take good position in the center.
Hard.
I think Team Cruz will take all the necessary risks now. Shot. And I think the Swiss will be forced to remove that yellow at some point because it's easy to push. And Claudio Petz.
Ligne, c'est bien. 7. Minimum 7. Ligne, oui. Ligne, c'est bien. 7. Il faut 7, les gars. Tire. Ouais. Sur le bouton.
Ouais, 5.
Sur le bouton, les gars. Ouais, fort, 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 fort. On amène, ça vient, ça vient. Yep, point shot, point shot. Go, 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 encore.
And hard sweeping.
Ok, ça va, ça.
Yeah, I think that's enough. It's
On va
enough
mettre
for
la
Team
garde
de
chaque
Cruz.
fois devant. Prie le bon Dieu.
Now they'll start ripping the
Ja,
guards.
bare ta den. Hvis du treffer 2/3, så kanskje dytte den litt opp, men ja. Hard! Hard, Alex!
Marcus Hoiberg.
Oh, is he going to be a bit thick on that one?
He is. Ooh, and he misses the back one too.
Ooh,
The
so
slot thickens.
Je crois qu'il faut, hein.
yeah.
Nous, on vient là. 5.
Good opportunity here for Swiss to maybe steal one.
Yeah. At least the situation is a bit more complicated now for the Norwegians. Over curled on that last rock, and now Team de Cruz will just try and corner freeze or just freeze directly on that yellow.
Place. Ok, 5. Ligne, c'est bien.
It's really important to get a good weight on that shot.
Il y a la place. Oh.
3.
Ligne, c'est bien.
3, 4.
Calling it a bit
C'est
short.
3. Juste 3 là. Oh, plus rien. Oh, laisse là.
Calling it a bit short.
Laisse là. C'est cœur là.
So they want side plan B, leave it as a guard.
Yeah, line's all right. Doesn't want to over curl.
I think it's okay. He forces Walstad to play the peel.
Ja, det går rettere. Det gjorde det i forrige kamp også. Var da vi tok mindre is på Steffen sin 11-fart på midten her. Kill pluss!
Ja. Oh.
Marcus Hoiberg
Oh.
trying to remove that guard.
Looks also like a nose hit. Yep.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, good shot. But there's a center guard, and now
Rett der, sant?
de Cruz.
They can't get at that yellow one, no.
Yeah, they can't get out that yellow, but they can draw behind it and be shot.
They can do that. Needs to finish a lot though once it.
Ouais,
We
exact.
have seen a little bit of finish there, a little bit of movement, so this might just work for them.
Yeah, sometimes at the end it just starts going sideways. And you can really get it curl it nice behind a short guard. Because now they're trying to use that rock top forefoot as a short guard. So very important shot for Benoit Schwartz. It's their chance to remain in the game right now. They need a steal. They cannot allow Walstad, team Walstad to score 2 now.
Oh, 9, c'est vraiment trop. Hein. Enlève si c'est 9. Oh.
They're calling it a bit fast.
Enlève, Valentin, ça sert à rien, ça sert à rien. Enlève. Nettoie même.
They're calling it a bit fast there, and it looks like it's not even curling enough.
Ouais, oh.
And it's going right through the forefoot.
Okay.
Hoiberg sweeping it. Yeah, that didn't curl enough. The weight wasn't that bad.
Clearer senteren,
But-
så slår han og ruller foran her. Og da mås uti her. Det er ikke noe moro.
What
Det gjør
are
det ikke.
possibilities?
Så drar hit.
There's a possibility maybe to peel the center guard.
Hvis vi drar
But then
kant
after,
til kant,
Team de Cruz would
så
just
har
have to
vi
remove the
tilbake,
yellow.
og vi gjør rulla.
And they would be lying 3.
Eller hvis det er
Probably the best
Her,
possibility
da
would be for them
stopper
yet
det
to
fort i
take
år.
position in the forefoot, either with a hit and roll just to
Må du
draw.
tøkke en bit på bite 4 full 4.
Men da får du en så enkel...
Det kan man slå på.
I think I would like to block that way
De trenger ikke å gjøre det da.
to the forefoot,
Hvis vi gjør det, så kommer de til å dra
maybe with
hit
a
uansett.
half hidden shot,
De gjør dem en perfekt. da,
half
så må
hidden
dere
rock,
kappe dem.
maybe top 4. If you can be lying second shot,
Og sitt 1, da.
exactly the same height than the other yellow.
Jeg har følelsen på dobbelt.
Not leave a double.
Ja, liker jeg dragninga, altså. Hvis vi har shot i
Could
tillegg,
also
da.
just throw one on the
Slår der,
button.
da.
litt mer.
Får sin eneste mulighet til å komme rundt.
Score one for sure.
Bli med på det, da. Ser ikke faren med det.
Og så er shotten, så bite 4, eventuelt full 4 er optimalt.
Stefan
Press full 4
Walstad.
opp i ringåpen.
solid performance so far all
Bite 4,
weekend.
så har vi forhåpentligvis
We saw
rømme.
him
Så prøver bare å
decimate
sette
that
Bite
young
4.
Czech
Jeg
team.
syns det beste
earlier
er
today.
halve på firefoten. Ja, og så akkurat inntil setten
He's
der.
certainly
Sånn
controlling
at du
this.
har den til å bruke hvis han kommer til.
One of
3-20,
the top Swiss teams, if not the top Swiss team at the moment.
Den er lang, altså. 8.
Kjempes OK ut. Køler mye, da, men hvor er han?
And I think they just want to be top of the forefoot. Laying right next to their own shot. Seems to be coming pretty good. Got to make sure it's not too short. They can't leave an easy double, and that looks like a really good shot.
Ja.
I think they're lying only one still, but
Den dro noe jævlig.
well, I think, however,
Is
there
it
is a
not double
possibility to
dessert, isn't it?
freeze.
There's a double there.
Passe klar, toi.
It might, if you try the double, it might go on the red. Double seems quite tricky.
And a
ça,
double a jam on the
Si tout d'un
back.
coup ça
That's right.
commence à curler, bah,
Yeah,
on est
I
là
think
qu'il
probably
dépasse
he
le
has to play a freeze on his own shot.
Moi, je pense que c'est possible d'être à l'intérieur de celle-là, en tout cas. Ça lui rend la vie un petit peu. Ouais, mais c'est pas évident, tu vois. S'il touche ça, peut pas.
No.
Ah, sans blague.
Peter and Benoit thinking of
Sérieux, pas ça.
what's the most difficult shot they can leave Stefan Walstad for his last shot.
Qu'il le fasse, quoi.
They were
Ouais.
talking about
Je
the
pense qu'on
freeze.
est obligé de faire ça, quoi.
Certainly doesn't
Un
want to
petit
give
peu à
up any
l'extérieur,
points
si d'un coup on
here.
voit que ça curle, on arrive sur l'intérieur, ça
Can't
va.
afford to get, certainly not two for sure.
Bon, si on
Bah,
met la bonne vitesse au cueillage,
si t'es
on
là.
finit. Hein.
Si t'es là, ça va.
Swiss don't have the hammer.
Et Pete,
Il met un, lui, il va faire ça, il va mettre un, bon, bah, il met un. C'est égal, quoi.
piqué.
Je trouve que c'est vraiment dur, en fait.
C'est un meilleur résultat, mais c'est difficile.
Ah ouais, non, c'est clair.
Avec ça, t'es sur le risque.
I think the draw is probably the better option. If you do come a little short, at least you're protecting your back one.
Je suis que si on est là, qu'il essaye de blaster, peut-être s'il tique ça, bon,
À part ça, si on est
C'est
vraiment
pas
à
long,
bonne
mais-
vitesse au
The
cueillage,
back one is second
je pense que
shot.
c'est fini. Hein.
moi je pense qu'on peut. Bah, lui par exemple, il a fini à mort.
Bah, mais ça, c'est possible. Hein.
Moi je pense que c'est possible.
Mec,
Si on passe
They
vraiment
can't
là,
really
c'est
afford to
vraiment
give
ça.
up two.
tout de suite, c'est bon.
No, they cannot afford at all to give up two.
No.
C'est bien.
Yeah, so they're looking at the draw. They also talked about the hit and roll, but of course it's risk versus reward. They could get better positioning, but it's much harder. Yeah, so I think they're just going to go for the least difficult option. Play a draw and hopefully curl enough to be biting the button
Yeah, 55.
or freeze on the inside of their own red.
Well, it's time for Benoit Schwartz to come up with a big shot. This would be it. Last rock here for him in the fifth end.
Ok, place.
Now
Back
it's
Attention.
on. He's really up against the ropes.
Attention. Ligne, c'est
Here
bien.
it comes.
Attention.
They're calling the
Ligne
speed
parfaite.
pretty good.
Pour vite. Balai pour vite. Balai pour vite. Ligne, c'est bien. Oui,
They're
ligne,
calling
oui.
the lean
Fort.
perfect.
Fort, Claudio, très fort. Fort, 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 tout ce que
Trying
t'as.
to
Go,
keep it
go, go.
straight this
Fort,
way.
fort, fort. Plus, encore, toujours.
Looks
toujours.
pretty
past.
good.
Toujours. Yep, yep, yep,
Gotta
yep,
get
yep,
past.
yep, yep.
Getting
Oh, it just rubs it.
No.
It's not too well.
Well, I think he might get the double and actually finish the game.
Just not working.
Heller den.
Almost had it.
Så får vi en
Wow, that was a really well thrown shot.
Det
Yeah.
er egentlig jævlig vanskelig å møte min egen, da.
It's not an easy.
Ja, det går an. Men jeg vil
Well,
trappe 80.
Gotta be careful though how you hit it.
Ja,
If you jam directly on the red behind, then
Får vi én, så er det jo kjempefint.
then you give up a steal.
If you make the double, you got three, and this is pretty well game over.
I wonder actually if If you hit on the outside of that red, if you end up on the other red, and in that case you have a big margin to make that double. If he hits that one and peels it off, he gets one, and that's good enough. I think actually he could even get a sort of triple.
Ja.
Some kind of
Men få litt ned likevel, og så er på marginal halvtreff.
Definitely Walstad here in the fifth end in the position of putting this game away.
big shot.
Put the nail in the coffin.
Jump, 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 jump. Hard.
It looks like he's close too. And he gets
There
the
you go.
double. He gets
The sort
three,
of triple.
score of 3.
7-1. And I think he might be close to a handshake. Maybe not yet. The team from Geneva hasn't given up. 6-1. So,
No.
7-1.
6 ends.
And now
7-1. That big score of 3 in the fifth.
Kjenn gjennom det.
Nei.
Well, we're into the 6th end here, which will probably be the last end, unless some miracle happens. But who would have thought the team, the Cruz, here, basically in home territory, is going to come out so flat and really not working well for them.
Yeah, well, I think the Norwegian team has just played a much better game than.
I think you might be right, Roger.
Yeah, well, I think the score reflects it.
They're just throwing through.
No. We're just going to draw behind the guard and hope for something to happen. Norwegians will take 0 risk now. 7-1, I think.
Non, c'est bien.
With 3 ends to
C'est
go.
C'est la 4, ça? Oh! Wow!
Ah ouais, c'est large.
Faut juste que ça reste pas.
Large.
Là?
Très large.
OK.
So might as well use this quickly. We have a 9 o'clock semi-final tomorrow morning. If I'm correct, hang on. 9 o'clock, that's correct. Central European time. We will be showing semi-final action here from the Champéry Masters from the Palladium. And at 12:30, we will have the final on and crown the winner of the Masters in Champéry. Curling Champions Tour coverage. 2 more games to go. 2 more rounds to go in this event. So certainly in this group, right now it's on this side of the semi-final. It's looking like an Edin Walstad, like a Scandinavian duo. Well, if it all goes one way, we could have just Scandinavian teams in the semi-finals, because there is Costa and Baumann are all tied up 2-2 after 5 ends.
Bra spill.
Pfister is up 4-2 over Eskilsson on the other sheet.
So that's so far
Petit peu moins poussé
Team
qu'avant.
Pfister is the only Swiss team remaining.
En tout
in
cas,
this
2 pour
tournament.
les Finlandais.
Bit of a surprise to see the Cruz go down this bad. Don't think I've seen that performance from this team all season like that.
Well, it happens from time to time. Things don't work out as you wish.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, they've had a good tournament so far, so
Yeah, been solid all weekend.
they'll probably be disappointed after the end of this game, but, well, they're going to be flying to Canada pretty soon. Actually, on Monday they'll be flying, so they'll just have a day's rest then before their flight.
No time to think about.
Ligne, c'est proche.
They could be packing their bags on
Minuit.
Sunday.
Yeah. So they'll just they'll have more time to pack their bags.
Ligne parfaite.
Make sure you get the right colored socks.
Là. Attention. Val.
If you're superstitious.
Ligne, c'est bien, ligne, c'est bien.
Well, I'd be changing my socks now if I would lose 7-1.
Bien joué. Non, c'est
Well,
correct.
it's not over yet, let's say,
Nice.
but nearly.
Well, the way this Walstad team is playing, haven't missed much today. We've watched 2 games of them, and they've decimated their opponents in both games.
Yes, they've been really coming up strong in that tournament. And well, it's nice to see that there's a runner-up team from Norway,
absolutely,
actually.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because we've seen Ilstrud for the past 15 years, maybe.
I think it's been 30.
Yeah, even more. Okay.
Trulson's in his 80s, isn't he?
Easy, easy, easy.
So it's nice to see that Norway can come up with some new young teams
Petit peu large. Oh, Val, oh.
who can present nice, attractive curling.
Petit peu large. Fini. Si tu peux. Ouais. Ouais, yep, 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 yep.
There's the guard.
Allez, toi, tu peux pas faire loin de back, c'est style. Hein? Viens au backline de suite.
Franchement, c'est bien.
Yeah, we're down to the last rocks. I don't think we'll be seeing a 7th end in this game.
Katie,
Pretty
faut vraiment la même hauteur, hein, c'est
more
ça.
chance here that there's going to be
Ça
a
a l'air
score of
vraiment
4
vite,
or
là.
more.
Oh.
Oh, they're calling it really fast. It looks quite fast.
Well, it doesn't even want to score 2, I don't think.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not Benoit's game.
oh, yeah, he's been constantly a bit heavy in that game.
It's pretty unusual
Si tu veux
for
pour le
Benoit.
show, tu
He's
peux.
a really solid shooter. More like a machine.
Yeah, well, sometimes there are those days.
Get the WD-40 out and tweak that a bit. And
Yeah.
I think we'll see Benoit playing that hit, and then they'll be shaking hands.
I think they want to have a bit of fun there. Looking for not that much ice. It's probably going to come with a lot of weight.
And this will probably be the last rock of the tournament. No doubt will be the last rock of the tournament for De Cruz. Quarterfinals, not so bad. It was a little slow.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Hits and rolls out, blanks that end. So a final score of 7-1 for a strong performing Norwegian team, Stefan Walstad and his foursome, make it into the semi-final, and they will be playing that at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the opponent is still to be determined. So check out curlingchampionstour.org. Check out the results, find out who's playing who. Click on the live button on the top, and that'll take you to our YouTube channel. And there you can see what games are being streamed. We're going to show 2 more games tomorrow, 1 semi-final and 1 final. I hope you enjoyed today's action, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Wish you a good night from Champéry. Roger, thank you very much for looking in.
Thank you for having me.
And good night, everybody.
Good night.